Made in Hollywood.
The sports comedy The Underdogs, starring Snoop Dogg and Tika Sumpter, is made in Hollywood.
You know, that's one thing about life. Like, you have to be willing to make that change. You got to be willing to listen. And he learned so much from his coach, from his girl, from the kids, from life in general, that he took that and he made himself a better person at the end of the movie.
Made in Hollywood.
Also on today's show, Lucy Hale and Nat Wolff make a star-crossed connection in the romantic comedy Which Brings Me to You.
I do think that couples could learn a lot from past relationship mistakes in order to avoid those pitfalls.
Plus, we talk with director Eli Roth about the digital release of his latest movie, Thanksgiving. The action thriller The Painter features Jon Voight, and we also look at the crime comedy series, The Brother's Son. This week on Made in Hollywood.
Made in Hollywood.
A former NFL superstar hits rock bottom after being forced to coach a Pee Wee football team as Snoop Dogg and Tika Sumpter star in the sports comedy The Underdogs.
I'm Jason, 2 J's Jennings. I was a football legend. But once you reach the mountaintop of greatness, everybody wants to see you fall.
The problem is that you're a selfish prick who's impossible to work with.
As a producer, the first thing I wanted to do was make sure that we had the script right. And once we had the script right, I wanted to go find the right director.
Working with Snoop in the manner of as a producer and an actor worked best for the film. One, as a producer, he understood the culture because he came from it. Created the SYFL, the Snoop Youth Football League.
Snoop and I have wanted to work together on something for a while. He almost was in one of the Harold and Kumar movies. When they called for this, it's like, I mean, the answer is yes before reading the script.
2 days this guy smoked.
It was really great working with him as an actor because he so wanted to do whatever it took to get the character right.
Snoop has my heart forever and ever and ever. He always did, and I'm still a fan.
This is my sis right here,
Yes.
man. You gotta understand about me in the industry. I was raised by a woman, right? A black woman. So she taught me anytime you come across a queen, is to treat her with respect. So she's always been my sister. She's always been high, held high in regards when it comes to acting. So when I had the opportunity to see if she could be in something with me, it was a no-brainer.
You pled guilty to charges of speeding and damage to city property. I'm recommending community service with the Long Beach Recreations Department.
I thought I was getting like some Martha Stewart kind of treatment.
You too good for the community that raised you.
And then some of the things that I wanted to add to it was making sure that it had a real feel to it, that it had a real dynamic of what's going on in the world today, on the football field, in the communities, and just in life in general.
The number one thing with the kids was that they all feel grounded and feel very realistic to the culture. Once I narrowed it down to the actors I loved, is that they would then act opposite Snoop.
I am football legend Jason 2 J's Jennings, your new head coach.
Legend.
He's selfish, he doesn't understand. Snoop Dogg is understanding, loving, and caring. 2 J's becomes Snoop Dogg at the end of the movie. Way at the end of the movie, like the last 3 minutes of the movie. The whole hour, whatnot, that is not me.
He knows that in the past they've had such a stellar, strong relationship that he's really proud of cultivating, so tries to get him to do what he thinks is the right thing.
JJ, how you liking this game? Coach, I don't know what I'm doing.
Do you remember what you were like when you showed up freshman year? You were a pain in the ass.
I don't owe nobody nothing.
Sound just like me. If you really want to win a game, stop pushing away your team.
She knows that he could be the person who he is at the end, because he was that person.
Right.
But life happened to him and hit him in the face, and he became this other egotistical maniac who she did not like. And so, yeah, he came around.
No, that's one thing about life. Like, you have to be willing to make that change. You got to be willing to listen. And he learned so much from his coach, from his girl, from the kids, from life in general, that he took that and he made himself a better person at the end of the movie.
I got your mascots right here. Meat Killer and Skrilla. 2 dogs for 2 G's. I found them chained up in the back of the winter snitches.
Here's what's hot on screen. A disastrous fling leads two romantic burnouts on a 24-hour confessional through their past relationships in the comedy Which Brings Me to You, starring Lucy Hale and Nat Wolff.
I've had too many girlfriends over the past couple years. I can't figure it out.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Tell me.
What?
I'll give you some of this pie if you tell me more about your past.
I love these types of movies. I have read a lot of them. I've been in a lot of them, but this one felt really unique. There's something about visually seeing who these people were that I feel like you care more about the love story.
When I read a script, I just look for, is Lucy Hale attached? And then if she's attached, boom, sign me up.
It's not like I don't come with my own complications.
We're engaged.
Oh!
Wait, you were engaged?
It's so rare to read a script or see a movie where you see characters at different times in their lives and from so many different angles, and their best moments and their worst moments, bringing this to life and giving an audience the feeling that I was having while reading it. We could make something really special.
It lasted 13 days.
Impressive.
That is incredibly insulting. But I see what you mean.
What really struck me about these characters in this story was the weight of history. That kind of started to spark some ideas about where we would set this movie, and trying to set it and find locations that had a sense of history. And I think that all of that comes together in an interesting way that makes the film feel current, but also timeless.
He was really loose with us with the script, and we got to sort of personalize things, and we spent about a month, the three of us, working on Zoom on the script and finding ways to bring it towards us. And then on set, Lucy and I got to improvise a lot and play around, and it was weirdly effortless, the whole process.
I like this chick. She's really hot.
I know. Just wish I would have ended things more gracefully.
You ever see her again? I think we knew how visually we were going to capture it with wardrobe and like hair and everything. We see the subtle changes between each relationship, and I think for me, I wanted Jane to sort of embody whoever she was dating. This would never work. You are someone who cannot be counted on.
You've run out on every guy you've ever been with.
I think that especially for people like Will and Jane who have had a lot of romantic traumas, I think that this is going to be the healthiest way for them to have a real shot at a pure, more honest romance.
But maybe you and I could figure it out together.
It's extra hard when you've had negative experiences in the past, because then you expect that the future is going to repeat the past. And so part of that leap of faith is accept the past, but also let go of it and move on into the future with your arms open.
Usually I feel so alone in my memories, but it's different with you.
I'm happy to tell you a few more embarrassing stories about my love life.
Well, I promise not to laugh.
I do think that couples could learn a lot from past relationship mistakes in order to avoid those pitfalls.
Relationships are scary, life is scary, but it's also, a wonderful adventure.
I promise not to laugh much.
Coming up, we look at the digital release of the holiday horror movie Thanksgiving with director Eli Roth, and Jon Voight stars in the action thriller The Painter. To find out where to watch any movie, check out MoviePhone.com. Find it, watch it.
The development process started when I was like 11 or 12 years old, with my best friend Jeff Rendell, growing up in Massachusetts, waiting for a Thanksgiving slasher film.
Made in Hollywood. Made in Hollywood.
Now on digital. With an axe-wielding killer on the loose, a small town struggles to survive the holidays in director Eli Roth's horror thriller, Thanksgiving.
I've got plenty to be thankful for. My needs are small, I buy 'em all at the 5 and 10 cent store. Oh, I've got plenty to be thankful for.
The development process started when I was like 11 or 12 years old, with my best friend Jeff Rendell, growing up in Massachusetts, waiting for a Thanksgiving slasher film. Every November, we'd be like, when are they doing Thanksgiving? So by the time Quentin and Robert Rodriguez asked me if I wanted to do a trailer for Grindhouse, I was like, I've already got it. It's Thanksgiving.
I used to love this town. Until what happened that night.
Fans were kind of badgering me over the years, and I thought, man, they're right. I really want to do this, but we didn't have it. So we went through a few different kind of story permutations, and then it was seeing those riots on YouTube, the Black Friday riots, where you just saw people saying, "Oh, we're so thankful," and 2 hours later, killing each other for electronics and waffle irons.
Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and I'm tired of pretending like everything is normal and it's not.
I want things to go back to normal too.
There's something darker underneath, which is that the reason everyone has to do these gladiator games is because a few people at the top are making all the money and everyone else is getting minimum wage. So to me, it struck to more, I was like, it isn't just blaming greed. It's like, why are people forced into this? It's because no one's getting paid anything.
Someone's out for revenge, and they're turning it into a sick holiday game.
This is weird. We're all tagged, and our names are at the table.
I think that Patrick, he's one of these actors that, look, he's very sexy and good looking. I mean, he's like Paul Newman or Clint Eastwood. He's going to have this kind of, almost a third act to his career, because I grew up with him in high school from the teen movies. And then everyone else, my wife loves him from Grey's Anatomy and rom-coms. He's really, really fantastic. So, we talked about his accent. He grew up in Maine, and he had never used his natural accent before. He had to lose it. Giving him the permission to do that and to talk with this natural accent was really, it was great. He's an amazing actor.
Now streaming on demand. After the return of a mysterious woman from his past, an ex-CIA operative finds himself exposed and on the run in the action thriller The Painter, featuring Jon Voight.
Peter Barrett.
Excuse me?
My name is Sophia. And my mom called you Peter. You were CIA like my mom, right? You're a really good painter.
Oh, hey, kids, stop. Those are private.
This is her. This is my mom. So you do know her?
I was so excited when I read the script. I just immediately wanted to do it and take this on. And I don't think I realized the endeavor it would be until I'd already said yes and was thrilled. But then you got to wrap your brain around the fact that now you got to go do it.
The thing that I look for is a good story, a good tale, a beginning, middle, and end that I think is fun for people to go through.
What's happening?
When somebody has an innate ability to do something other people can't, it's something he's trying to ignore and pretend doesn't exist. And when he has to sort of dip back into that, it was just another huge thing in his life he's trying to forget.
He kind of adopted a kid who went through very, very dangerous time, and he raised him. And that's the role of the painter.
I am looking for someone.
It's me.
Peter?
Well, I think when you have an actor like Jon, it was such a pleasure to work with him. We got along great, just this mutual respect, and both of us just ready to go. And he loves to have fun. He's a really thoughtful, smart actor.
I'm gonna find out who took your mother away from you.
And then?
And then he'll do what he does.
We got to know each other during this piece. I didn't know Charlie before that. So I knew he was going to be professional and gifted and all of that. And then I didn't know whether he'd be able to fulfill the demands of the action.
I knew this was gonna just kill me, but it was so worth it to let that little kid who grew up watching Schwarzenegger movies be an action hero. It was an absolute dream come true. Not every time can you say this, but I love this character. I love the world we built around this character, and I would absolutely love to make a sequel to this movie.
I don't want to do this, kid.
To find out where to watch any movie, check out MoviePhone.com. Find it, watch it. Up next, we look at the action-packed crime comedy series, The Brother's Son.
You know, I tell my friends, especially my acting colleagues, that if I were to never work a single job again in my life, in my career, I would be happy.
Made in Hollywood. Made in Hollywood.
Now available on your home screen. After the mysterious death of his father, a Taiwanese gangster travels to Los Angeles to protect his estranged family in the action-packed crime comedy, The Brother's Son.
I'm not your prisoner. I'm here to negotiate.
We have no problem killing your son.
I dare you to go after Charles.
Who said anything about Charles?
The role of Charles was a dream role. When people ask me what a dream role is, I say this. Like, I honestly couldn't have dreamt up a better role in terms of the resonance of the story to my own life. Family is really important to me, and as it is in the story and to his character.
I feel almost the exact same way. I think this is a dream come true. You know, I tell my friends, especially my acting colleagues, that if I were to never work a single job again in my life, in my career, I would be happy.
Bruce, our family is head of the Jade Dragons.
So we're like criminals.
It's effortless acting with Michelle. It's truly effortless. I mean, she's a pro. She's a veteran. It's like playing basketball with Steph Curry, you know, or LeBron James. You're gonna win like every single game. I think she just has that effect.
I am still your mother.
Tell me what I want to know.
Or
I'm going to tattoo a penis on your face.
I think Bruce has first world problems. I think he's still like beating himself over the head. Like, oh, why can't I just have a mom that lets me do what I want? Be an actor.
It's time for my brother to step up.
I don't want to be a gangster. What if I just want to do what I want?
We have a word for that in Taiwan. American.
We got to speak extensively with Byron and Brad, and
Yeah.
they were always accessible, always open, always collaborative. And I remember very early on, something that Brad said to me that I was not expecting, but when he said it, it really clicked. He said he's in somewhat of an abusive relationship.
Which brother are you? The killer?
It really gave me another dynamic to explore as an actor for this character. But yeah, we were so lucky to have those two guys on our team.
I don't think we've ever hugged before.
We're probably gonna die, so might as well get one in before you go.
Stay tuned, there's more coming up on Made in Hollywood.
Made in Hollywood.
Thanks for watching Made in Hollywood, powered by MoviePhone. For more behind-the-screen content, check out MoviePhone.com.